you look up to these guys and you know that they're watching your Instagram. And then every video you upload, you want to make sure that everything is perfect. Vigorous Steve here. I'm going to teach you guys how to have next level intensity every single workout. No matter which exercise you choose to do, next level intensity. And the reps that you have to execute, next level intensity. Now, these methods have worked very well for myself as well as for most of my clients. And all you need is 2 pieces of equipment, and one of which you probably already have laying around in your house. Before we get into it, please like the video, leave a comment for the algorithm, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. What you're going to need is 1 mobile phone, hopefully with a decent camera, and 1 tripod. You put both together and you start recording all of your workouts with the intent to take those public on Instagram. Doesn't have to be on YouTube. For that, you need to edit. Significant more time investment to really produce a nice training videos. But on Instagram, you could just do the swipe videos. It's very easy. You don't need color correction. You don't need sharpening. You don't need whatever. You just clip the segment of the exercise that you want to upload. And then you can put 10 exercises of that particular workout in a single post. Now you want to take those workouts public because now you're subject to criticism. Hopefully you have a decent following on Instagram that will criticize you constructively, right? Not these drive-by shit comments that everybody gets sometimes. You have to record every exercise, every set, every rep, the entire workout. You put your best sets on Instagram, and now you become so self-conscious during your workout that every rep is executed to perfection. Every set is executed to failure, at least your working sets. You don't leave any reps in the tank because you know that people in the comment section are going to ask, hey, are you doing a reps in reserve? You could have done 2 more reps, bro, right? You're subjecting yourself to criticism and you're not going to let up during your workout. Now that I'm back on the gain train, I record every workout. And I know that during every workout that I'm recording it, I'm making sure that the exercise selection, the execution, going to failure is 100% every single time. Because I'm going to put it out publicly later. And I don't want to be scrutinized. I'm sure most of you guys already have a mobile phone, so all you really need to do is purchase a tripod. You can do that online wherever it's cheapest. What I would recommend you is get a tripod that extends quite far. So this one extends, well, let's say maybe 75 centimeters. This one is not long enough. The real tripod that I use is in a motorbike. But you want something that's reasonably compact and extends quite far. Ideally, what I found works best for me is a tripod that goes as high as chest height. That seems to give you the perfect angle for most of the exercises that I perform. Now, if you're a very tall guy, like 6'5", for example, chest height might be a little bit too high. So at least get a tripod that extends to about 1.5 meters. That allows for some wiggle room, and you can set it a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Give yourself that perfect angle so you can produce decent quality content for Instagram later. Something that's easy to transport and cheap, right? So one of these that extends quite far. You have a little base that you can fold out. And you just put it on the floor. You want a little base that's a little bit bigger than this if you have a large fan in the gym, because otherwise this one will fly over. And if you have a mobile phone that's reasonably heavy, right, this whole thing will turn a little bit wobbly. And it's not something you want either, because then everybody watching the videos on Instagram is going to get seasick because the tripod is moving left or right or up and down. Whatever, right? It happened to me a couple times where I brought a cheap tripod that's very, very light. And then I edit the footage for Instagram later, and you get a little bit of motion sickness. So all these little things you have to think about if you want to produce high quality content and make sure that the intensity is actually raised, because you want to be conscious in the moment that people are watching whatever you're doing. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the people in the gym, right? You're recording for people online all over the world. and the people in the gym are going to be nice or leave you alone because they're too focused on their own workout. So you bring that content public. Hopefully you get a good response. Get something cheap because these tripods will break. You're bringing it to the gym multiple times per week. They're not going to last, so don't invest an insane amount of money in a super professional tripod with a leveler just to make sure you get those perfect angles. Just get something that's reasonably affordable for $20, $10 even. You got a decent tripod on AliExpress or Amazon or eBay, and that will get the job done for the couple months that you're going to use it until they inevitably break. An expensive tripod will break, and a cheap tripod will break just the same. So I prefer to get the cheap ones. And when you find a good tripod, I would advise you to buy a couple extra ones, assuming that they're affordable. Then you have a couple extra tripods spare at home in case your favorite tripod breaks. And then you don't have to miss a workout the next day, right? Because you already have a spare tripod laying around and you can just continue with your content producing aspirations and keep the intensity going because you're not missing a day on Instagram. Now, when it comes to the applications, I would just record with whatever application you have on your mobile phone. I have an Android phone, so I just use the recording software that came with it. If you have an iPhone, you probably can use the same recording software that came with the iPhone. Personally, I use InShot to edit and make a little bit of modifications to the lighting, the sharpness, and make the content look a little bit better so it's high quality content for Instagram. So all you need is an application if you have an Android phone called InShot. And then if you want to take some pictures post-workout or pre-workout or mid-workout, I would download an application called Open Camera. I'll link both of them down below so you can find them on the Android store. Open Camera allows you to set a timer, allowing for continuous pictures. So you just stand there, start posing, and then you take the best pictures that you want to use for Instagram as well. And it's a little bit of a lengthy process to go through all the pictures and really select the best one. You might want to throw that through Lightroom so it looks even better. Right? A little bit photoshopped for Instagram. Again, right? Beautiful pictures get the job done. And then all the videos you could run through InShot, truncate it, so you get only the segment that you want to show, and maybe do some color correction or sharpening or whatever else you need to do to make it look phenomenal. Now, regarding the setup for recording, very straightforward. You extend your tripod, you lock in your mobile phone, make sure you have enough gigabytes space left, because recording every set and the build up to the set and the warm-ups and a little bit of the brain fog and the forgetting to turn off the camera moment that happens after your sets to failure, that is going to take up a significant amount of extra space on your phone. I got a cheap model, so I got 64 gigabytes. So every month I offload whatever I record to my desktop and store it there so I don't waste the space on my mobile phone. Now all you need to do is just record. It's so simple. It's so simple, guys, and I don't understand why more people don't do this. A lot of people go to the gym and they just tra-la-la their way through the workout, right? And even the guys that follow progressive overload, from the corner of my eye, I still see them tra-la-la their workout a little bit. And that will not happen when you record everything, even though you're not going to upload all of the sets that you're recording, because the warm-ups and the feel sets and the build-up sets, the acclimation sets, those are never going to go on Instagram because it's a waste of time and you only have 10 posts or 10 pictures or videos that you can post per post on Instagram. So you really have to be selective on what you're going to upload. But you're still going to record everything because then in between sets, you can review the footage, see how your movement execution is going, see where you're starting to break form, and then make adjustments for the next set as well. And this is really a game changer, guys, because you get feedback right away while you're performing your workout, while you're going through the motions. You do your set, right, as you get progressively or increasing the weight progressively building up to your working set. You see that maybe form already starts to break down a little bit. And that allows you to make careful assessments for the real working set. If you're able to raise the weight for the sake of progressive overload, or maybe you feel a little bit of an injury and it's also noticeable on the camera. So that would indicate that you need to take a step back. So filming everything allows you to really assess what's going on, review your progress throughout the particular exercise that you're doing, and allows you to really hone in on this working set, potentially a back-off set afterwards, to bring this intensity really to the table. Because if you see that your working set was phenomenal and you aimed for 8 reps, and at that 8th rep, the form did not break down whatsoever, and mentally you set yourself for 8, so you got 8, and then you review the footage and you realize, you know what, I had 10 in me, but I was so set on 8 and it's so heavy that I didn't really think about progressing with another rep or 2. Maybe it's time to do another working set with the same weight, or even go a little bit higher. You can record all of that in your logbook. And then when you do put this 8 rep set online, more people will be able to see that you had a couple reps in the tank. Next time you go for your workout, this will not happen again. You will not let up. You will grind. You will grind to appease the followers on Instagram, because they will point it out, right? Everybody's highly critical nowadays. They might review your workout, use some of the techniques that you're doing to bring next level intensity to your workout. They might incorporate that for themselves as well. And this way they get inspired and you're held accountable for everything you do in the gym. I can't emphasize this enough. I know it's annoying to bring the tripod, but listen, a tripod like this, it will not take any space in your gym bag. And the amount of data that you create on your mobile phone, you can simply go through it in 15 minutes post-workout that you're not very productive anyway. You're probably eating your post-workout meal. I can edit all of my videos and upload them to Instagram by the time I cook and eat my post-workout meal. So in that sense, it doesn't take that much extra time, because it's pretty a boring job to go through the footage, select what you want to upload, and edit it a little bit so it's Instagram friendly. Doesn't take that much extra time, and you wouldn't be spending that time on something more productive because you're probably experiencing a little bit of a post-exercise brain fog anyway, and you're hunched over your meal trying to get that in also, so you can do that, scooping, right, chicken and rice and editing footage on your phone after the workout anyway. Now, there's something you need to understand. If you start recording all of your workout and you put them online for scrutiny, right, or to be held accountable, that you might get repetitive comments, but you should never fall to peer pressure. Right? There's a particular reason why you do exercises in a certain sequence, right? Exercise selection and programming of your workout, that's uniquely individual, and you have to stick what's working for you. You have to stay true to how you set up your program and then make adjustments based on your physique, not on the comments. I mean, personally, I don't squat. And every time I upload a quad day, right, I do quads and calves, and then a separate day for hamstrings, glutes, adductors, and calves again, right? It's a little bit more involving workout than the quad day, because after quads, I'm usually destroyed. And then every time I upload my quad day, people ask, Steve, why are you not squatting? Right? Every time. So this could be considered peer pressure. I could be, feel the need to start squatting, even though over the last 20 years, I've squatted many times. And I noticed that after squats in a gym without air conditioning, that I'm completely messed up for the rest of the workout, and I can't bring intensity to the other exercises that I want to do. So for me personally, I found that it works better to do a couple of machines with some intensifiers at the end using free weights, instead of going all in on the squat and then neglect all the other exercises which follow it, right? So this is something that happens when you go public, or when I do stiff-legged deadlifts, for example. You get the question, why are you putting your toes on plates and the sciatic nerves and this and that, and the Romanian deadlifts are so much better. Just stick true to yourself. You look in the mirror, you look at your progress, and you go by mind-muscle connection and how well you feel particular exercises, how sore you are the next day, and how well you're progressing over the duration of weeks or months. That determines the exercise selection, not necessarily what people are going to say in the comment section on your Instagram post, because they can't feel how you feel, right? They can't feel how well a particular exercise is working for you. So whatever people post in the comment section, just take the constructive stuff that you can actually incorporate. And if you know better because you have a lot of experience in your own body, you just discard it. Just leave it be. Let them talk. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect you. If you're progressing your physique, you're building your physique, all this footage is allowing for next level intensity because you're accountable and you're consciously aware that you're being filmed. People are watching and they're going to criticize you, right? Depending on what you're doing and how you're performing the exercise. That really brings your workout to the next level. And you don't need a special pre-workout androgen to have next level intensity. You don't need to get slapped in the face or sniffing salt or whatever else. Just bring a camera with the intent to post that online. And if you have a workout that sucked balls or you had to abort, post the exercises online till the point where you felt the need to abort and then justify it. So listen, guys, I had to abort this workout. I felt good. First 2 exercises went phenomenal. And then the third exercise, I felt a little micro injury. This is where it happened. Post it online. Make it a learning moment for everybody else, because that will prevent other people from making a mistake where they keep grinding and push through the pain. And then boom, muscle tear occurs and they're out of commission for a couple of weeks to months. And then you do that for a couple months to even years. And that really improves your workout capacity, your intensity, your rep execution, your time under tension, your range of motion. The entirety of your workout overall will improve tremendously because now you're accountable and you're also going to get feedback from your followers or subscribers or wherever else you upload your workouts. Now, I've been doing this for the last 3 years and I feel that it's been highly beneficial. Highly. Not only can I review my exercises while I'm performing the exercise because I film every set leading up to the working weight. It's also because really you don't want to let up. You don't want to let anybody down. You know that people are going to be watching, and at one point you'll collect followers or subscribers that are part of the fitness industry that you look up to, like Stan Efferding or Jordan Peters or Dante Trudell. You look up to these guys and you know that they're watching your Instagram. And then every video you upload, you want to make sure that everything is perfect. I'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for the most comprehensive guides to bodybuilding pharmacology, you can find the ebooks on my website, vigoroussteve.com/shop. Personalized advice, always available through consultations. You can find the rates in the consultations section. Follow me on Instagram at vigoroussteve. 5 workouts a week, sometimes 4, sometimes I miss one. But I try to upload all of the workouts on Instagram going forwards because now that I'm back on the gain train, the intensity is certainly there. I'll leave it at that. Front double bicep for the Vigorous crew. You guys know what to do. Much appreciated. See you guys in the next video.